What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we're coming to the end of the teaser review, trailer review marathon over the last 2.5 days. We are down to the last two that have been released over the last 3 to 4 days. I think there's been a total of 10 to 12 teaser slash full trailers that have been released. So there's been quite a few we've done. So we're down to so far the last two, this being one of them. So let's jump into it. Swipe teaser trailer. People Under the Stairs actor directs Demented indie horror movie. I mean, that's a lot to take in. That could go in so many different directions. So let's just jump right into the article as we always do. Then we will pull up the trailer and see what this one's going to be about. All right, so known to horror fans for his role in Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs, Sean Whalen made his directorial debut with last year's horror comedy Crust, and Deadline reports this morning that Whalen is back this year with a brand new horror movie titled Swipe. All right, Deadline details Swipe follows a young woman who must save her imprisoned brother from a sinister family of captors, a ruthless mother, and her 3 mute daughters. Okay, that's I think it's a quick synopsis. It almost has like, they weren't mute, but when I think like Wrong Turn, right? You had like what appeared to be the father with his kids or with his sons. Kind of when I read that, that's the first film that comes to mind. As far as being out there in the middle of nowhere, and anyone that comes across their path, they pretty much kill and plunder all their belongings, and then ultimately they are cannibals. So we know how that turns out for the victims, because even in their cabin we see the countless jars and little boxes of teeth and various other things that are keepsakes for them. So I'm wondering if this may follow suit with something like that. So maybe we'll find out in the trailer and the teaser, because the teaser is not that long. I did check the timestamp. It's only a minute long. So we know how quickly those can go, and even at times not really give us a whole lot to go with. So let's keep going. We have the list of actors, actresses here, not reading through all that, who wrote the screenplay. Whalen previews, even though I am the director, this was a huge team effort, especially from my producing partners and writer. I can't wait to unleash the Doyle ladies into the world. All right, so I imagine this is a first look. I mean, this is the trailer, but I'm assuming this is the mother and 2 of the daughters behind her. Now, let's see if we have a poster. I don't think we're going to have no, it doesn't look like we have a poster. And this was a pretty short article. I mean, it's all right there on the screen. So we have a quick synopsis for it. So let's just get right into it. I imagine this is probably the brother that's been kidnapped, and it looks like he's dressed up in some homemade costume. Not sure if that's meant to be like a pig costume or a cow costume, and then maybe they hunt him, who knows, or they just lead him to slaughter, and maybe they're a cannibal family as well. If so, that kind of again leads into the fact of maybe some inspiration from some other films that we've seen come across our table over the many years. So all right, let's just jump right into this teaser and see what Swipe is going to be about.
Men will want to chew us up and spit us out, but we beat them to it. So remember, when they stop being fun, and they finally break, they go to the barn. Do we understand? Off you go.
So yeah, that was it. That was a really quick teaser. So I imagine, I mean, the daughters look, I mean, we saw the 3 daughters. They all look vastly different. So I wonder how they're going to explain that in the story, or if they're even going to, or if only if one of them is truly like her biological daughter and the other two are maybe like adopted children that the mother has. Also, I thought it was kind of eerie, just the fact of them starting off the trailer with an old ice cream truck pulling up with the music playing. I'm wondering if that's how, because we saw multiple victims here in various stages of being tied up, and we saw a little bit of potentially being tortured by one of the daughters, but it seems like the mother said, we pretty much take them to the barn. It sounds like that's where they either keep them or they finally just do away with them, if that's like the final place they take them. So this does have that bit, again, as I mentioned before we started watching this, of wrong turn, right? Again, you find yourself out there that you have this cannibalistic family, father and his sons, who come across people and they kill them, they take their vehicle, then all the vehicles are stored in one place in the middle of the woods, and they end up cannibalizing them, right? This seems to be kind of like that, but maybe a little bit. Now the difference is as far as keeping them to torture, maybe, and I see that they don't typically are fond of men. I mean, the mother makes that very clear at the beginning of the trailer, and uses her daughters to either go out there and capture them and bring them back and have them moved around a bit. So this one, I could see this one, I don't want to say being an outright gore fest, because the teaser really didn't show us all that much except for one brief scene where one of the daughters had a knife and it seemed like she was about ready to do something. This could turn out to be a gore fest. I'd be interested to see that. I think for me, this is intriguing enough because films like Wrong Turn, I do like films like that. Why they don't make any sense to me from the perspective of I would never go off on a dirt road out in the middle of nowhere thinking just for a shortcut. So I'm interested to see how they go about picking out their victims, how they capture their victims, and go through that whole routine, and how they just don't get caught. Because I always wondered that about Wrong Turn, how no one ever came across that family and all those missing vehicles at any point in time. So again, I'm wondering if we're going to follow similar suit as far as a foundation for this particular story for Swipe. So let me go back to the article. I don't recall in the article it mentioned a date for this one. Yeah, there's no date in the article for when we can expect to see this in theaters or VOD digital. I'll check the description of the video itself. And yeah, it doesn't state even in the video when we can expect to see this one either. So we'll keep an eye out for this one. Hopefully we'll get a full trailer at some point. We just don't know when. The date listed on here just says sneak peek 2025. So we might get this one in 2025. Who knows? Maybe, hopefully we will. So yeah, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the film Swipe, coming from Sean Whalen. Also, if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.